All right, insurance agency owners, listen up. I want to tell you something that happened to me that gave me a quantum leap in my agency. It was one thing. When I look back, it was super special time. So it was the spring of 2017. I'd been an agency owner for almost 6 months. I was working extremely long hours at the time. I remember watching the sun rise from my office window and watching the sunset. And I just came into this to be able to spend time with my family and to be able to go home. And, when my kids went to soccer practice, I could take them. But I just bought this agency prior in 2016 and we were struggling to make sales. I mean, I was pretty sure there was no chance for us to grow more than 1% a year. And I was really worried. Felt like a failure. I didn't think that we were ever going to be able to do anything other than just kind of barely sit there, right? There was an insurance conference that was coming up that I really didn't want to leave my agency for. I had massive anxiety, like we talked about the other week, about leaving the agency. But I just had a few agents that were like, dude, just come, you got to go. And I'm like, man, it's just incredibly expensive. Why would I leave my agency that wasn't making much money to spend money on a conference that I looked more of like a vacation at the time rather than just something for the business? It just didn't make any sense. But those dudes convinced me. I decided to go anyways. I was hoping I could find something out that I didn't know. Maybe I was doing something wrong or I could learn something that would help me grow quickly. And if I could, then it would be more than worth it. So I ended up going. I attended, every meeting. I watched all the different agency owners get up in front of everybody and talk about what was working in their agencies, their processes, all that stuff. And it just kind of left me, I don't know, I was doing the stuff that they were talking about. It was very watered down kind of fluff, but it just didn't make any sense. I was seeing these guys' numbers and what they were doing in their agencies wasn't coming from what they were talking about. And that was really frustrating for me because I wanted to be into this and I was super excited and I spent all this money to be there. So much so that I decided to play hooky in the afternoon and I went with a couple agents down to the pool. But I felt really, really guilty because my wife's at home with two little kids and she looked at it like a vacation. I felt really bad going to the pool. But with these two agents down at the pool, I had one conversation that changed my and my family's life forever. I mean, we talked about all kinds of stuff in the agency. We talked about what actually worked in agencies. We talked about things that contradicted what the carriers taught us, what contradicted some of the practices that the carriers taught and that other people teach, because we know that some of those old school methods is incredibly time consuming and there's gotta be a better way, right? There's gotta be a way to save time in your agency because we know that the agency, you can get so inundated with so much busy work that you don't actually get anything done. At the end of the day, you're like, man, we didn't make a sale. What did we do? We said a lot of what ifs. What if we did this? What if we did that? Those conversations led to more conversations. It led to some serious relationship building that I still have relationships with them today. Some frameworks that we learned that we still follow today. Things that gave me that quantum leap. When I came into the office, we had a little over a $2 million book and we were able to grow that to $9 million. It really started. This was the linchpin of everything. Was this one conversation. It was the birth of me becoming an agency owner instead of more of an employee of my agency. That was the freedom that I was talking about. That was the thing that allowed me to be able to go to soccer games with my kids. That gave me such a quantum leap that really did put me where I'm at today. And I appreciate those relationships so much. And you can only get those when you have that kind of immersion. Conferences can be amazing. And that is really why Craig and I actually put together a 3-day event to do the same thing that happened to me, which is give me a quantum leap in my agency. This is actually going down May 18th, 19th, and 20th in San Diego, California. There's limited seating. It's at the Kona Kai Hotel. And I really encourage you to come. Our community is unbelievable. I'm so excited to be hanging out with everybody. There's going to be no watered down fluff. This is really something that will create a massive impact for so many agency owners. We will be giving you the exact frameworks for massive growth in your agency, and you'll be able to condense years into months and months into weeks. That's the goal here. Really save that time. create more freedom. Would it be worth it? And I think it would be incredibly worth it. And I would love to hang out with you, and Craig would too. So if you sign up now, you get early bird pricing, lock in your seats. I really encourage you to not only come, but hook up with other agents, have conversations that can take your agency to the next level. And I will see you in San Diego, California in just a few months.